Hey, part two. Then we start part two rather inauspiciously with the Miz
Yeah.
promo.
Now, don't get me wrong, I really like The Miz, and he's really good at promo. He's much better at promo than he is at wrestling,
And
actually.
I actually don't mind segments and pay-per-views. I know a lot of people get on the back of that. I don't mind this. But this was not a good enough segment to go on a pay-per-view.
No,
you know?
I mean, it was just...
This wouldn't be good enough to go on Raw, actually.
Well, come on. I'd be good
It's
enough
significantly too good to go on Raw.
I'd be good enough to go on Raw. Like, I mean, it's just like... It's just... The Miz comes out and does his usual heel shtick.
Yeah.
And Calum had to translate this largely for me because I know nothing about baseball.
I'm the only one in the UK who knows anything about baseball, so I had to tell him exactly what, Cubs, Steve Bartlett, etc.
Yeah, maybe you should explain this bit. I can't explain it.
But, yeah, I thought this was very, very strong promo by The Miz. In fact, I think this is the best I've seen him look. Why is he not wrestling, though?
The thing is, when he wrestled the exhibition match against Cena on Raw, he's looking better. Yeah. He's improving. The weird thing, right? Now, we were sat there, and The Miz is talking all this shit and whatever.
He's
and
trash talking to Soriano.
And we're like, someone's going to appear. I think our money was on the Great Khali, but he's drafted to a different show, so that doesn't make any sense. But we were sat there, someone's going to appear. Someone's going to, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And I will give the bookers... It's the last person I was expecting. Santino Marella.
Wow.
What? What? Like,
after Goldust's run in on WWE Superstars,
someone backstage.
I thought I couldn't be surprised by someone's music playing.
One of their scriptwriters is clearly taking lots of drugs. Like, this doesn't make any sense at all. The only reason it was there was because. Everyone knows that Santino Marella is the most over thing on Raw right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And the guy deserves it. He's hilarious.
He made a great a donkey noise.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and do it, but it was a good donkey noise.
He has an exceptional skill for making farmyard animal noises.
But yeah, so he has a little brawl with The Miz, and this gets
because
really
he's defending Alfonso Soriano because he believes Alfonso Soriano is Italian.
Yeah,
he knows an Italian name when he hears it.
And they have this brawl, and I think it was the most into anything the crowd was all night.
The crowd loved this. They were there. They were booing The Miz and they were cheering.
They were
Santino.
really ferociously booing The Miz when he was dominating Santino, like really going for it. But like The Miz ends up, coming out on top,
which of course he has to.
He seems to have a new finisher. It's just a DDT. Well, do any of you remember? You remember Lita, former women's champion? She had a DDT that was kind of like a snap, like throwback DDT. That's basic. In fact, it's a lot like Maurice's current finisher. It's very similar to that.
It's not nearly as good as Maurice's current finisher.
Well, yeah, but it's the same kind of idea. Yeah. But yeah, this promo didn't make an awful lot of sense.
And then Chavo Guerrero coming in. I just thought it could get any worse. Anyway, then we had Chris Jericho versus Rey Mysterio, which has to be the match of the night.
Definitely the match of the night. Excellent. Really good.
We have a promo beforehand. Josh Matthews, of course, has one line to say in the entire evening. He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Jericho. Chris, you've been claiming there's a controversy against you on SmackDown. Controversy, Joe? Really?"
And Chris Jericho is wonderful because he's obviously quite thrown by it, and he does kind of stumble a little, well, by his standards, but he just rips it out of Matthews.
He's controversy? Do you mean conspiracy?
He's like controversy. You mean conspiracy? Different words, Josh. Not even close. And his promo is okay. It's nothing exceptional by Jericho's standards.
And the story going into this match. Is a story they tell throughout the match, and that is that just Chris Jericho promises he won't be hit by the 619, which is kind of an odd story for a match, but it really, really worked.
They teased out the 619 for the whole match. He kept going for it. One point was. I mean, I went into this match thinking, Rey Mysterio's been champion for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho...
It makes more sense for him to have the belt.
Chris Jericho is much more of a world title kind of contender. Mysterio has to win. There was one point where Mysterio went for the 619 and Jericho catches him and just almost catapult drags him into the middle of the ring and puts him straight in the walls, right in the middle of the ring. Mysterio is not big enough to power out of the walls. And I really was like, is Jericho actually going to win this?
Loved it. I don't see why people don't tap out to the walls of Jericho more, because the crowd are really, really into that move. They remember when it meant something and people would actually tap out to it. And,
What was really nice about this match, and you might have noticed me saying this lately, was because Jericho was getting an unusual opportunity to wrestle a smaller man, because Jericho's no giant, he gets to do power offense. It was like when John Morrison wrestled Evan Bourne on ECW.
Yeah.
He gets to do power offense. Jericho hit some absolutely incredible.
He's such a technician, Jericho. He's just really, really
one of my
fantastic.
favourite moves of the evening. He hit this fantastic spinning torture rack backbreaker, and it was absolutely fantastic.
He also hit a massive power bomb, which I thought was really
a counter power bomb, and it was
just huge.
It made the Batista bomb that came later in the evening look embarrassing.
Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. I just thought that was
it was great. It was really great.
The ending of the match wasn't so good, but having thought about it, I think it kind of makes sense, because Rey Mysterio wins with the 619. Of course, the whole story is you won't see a 619. I'm an honest man. It's not going to happen. And we get a 619, which makes sense. But it wasn't the greatest ending ever. I think there were other spots where they could have ended that match where it would have been better. But all in all,
I think this match was
very strong match.
I think this pay-per-view was basically largely filled with matches that had endings that weren't good enough for how good the matches were.
Yeah.
That happened a lot.
Okay, that was a very good match, and usually this would be the point where I'd go, okay, that was a good match. This next match, it was totally shit. Because this next match contains Batista.
Oh.
But it wasn't shit.
This is hard for me. Now, I think anybody that's watched my reviews before will appreciate that this is hard for me. So I'm going to take a deep breath.
Suck it up. He used to be an honest man, but he was proved wrong like Chris Jericho.
This match was really quite good.
This was a really, really decent match.
It featured Batista, and it didn't make me want to claw out my own eyes.
This may be the best match I've ever seen Batista in, to be honest. It was just...
It's one of two for me. Yeah,
it was just,
absolutely.
He didn't ruin it at all. He didn't bury Orton here. Orton got loads of offense in.
Unlike against McMahon.
Exactly. He wasn't made to look totally just inept and weak, and he was made to look good. He had beautiful drop kicks too, really nice drop kicks.
He had that really cool from the second rope DDT thing where that was really cool.
The backbreaker.
The secret about this match was most of the offense was Orton. The offense that Batista hit was high impact but really simple.
Yeah.
So that he couldn't fuck it up. And the only thing he managed to hit, I don't know how this is possible, a shit clothesline at one point, which even Hacksaw Jim Duggan can do a decent clothesline. So that was a bit questionable. But no, the match was fine, and the
match was good, and I thought it was very, very well booked.
Yeah, well played out.
I really liked the idea that Orton, was going to cheat to win at all costs. A bit Ted DiBiase style, actually. Ted DiBiase Senior, that
Not
is.
Junior.
But yeah, I really liked that. He tried to get counted out, and he was making Batista chase him round.
Which is good, because Batista, they've kind of been playing up the fact that he's just a big dumb gorilla lately.
That he's an animal, basically, and that he actually just can't, he's just so full of rage that he can't obey a referee's 10 count. But... yeah, and then eventually, when all other opportunities are gone, Orton just slaps the referee and gets DQ'd, which I really liked as a finish. I know some people won't like that; they want a clean victory.
But it's great.
It was fine.
I wanted an Orton clean victory, but this made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because it was great continuity. Because we all saw him do that to Cena last year at No Way Out, and it made total sense for him to do it again.
Yeah, I'm fairly happy to see Orton have a reasonably weak, strong title reign, if you like. A title reign that lasts a long period of time, in which he doesn't beat that many people clean, but, wins a lot of match through his cunning, and it's never really in doubt that he's going to lose the belt. And I thought that was a good match.
The post-match...
The post-match...
didn't make any sense.
Another odd run-in choice. This time it was Ric Flair.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I was just praying it wasn't Triple H.
But we were just sitting there, we're like, who's it going to be? And it was quite tense. And I was like, what the fuck is Ric Flair even doing there? Why is he there? Like,
why is he there in a grey t-shirt?
I know, and and then he just dominated Legacy. It was ridiculous.
Who doesn't?
But no, I mean the ending was a bit odd, but the match was quite decent. Anyway,
Turn over to part 3 where we'll finish this off.
yes, cheers.